What's up everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jenny Greenfield and I'm a psychic channel, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about grounding. Now you might be thinking, what the heck is grounding? But with spiritual natures and spiritual pursuits, we talk about grounding an awful lot. So what is grounding? I like to call it as keeping my earthly body, flat, my feet flat on the ground. And I like to describe this as, you might have woken up one day and you just feel a little bit out of sorts. You don't know why, but you just don't feel yourself. You might go out into a huge shopping centre or a small shopping centre, walking through that door, and you think, ugh, I don't know what it is, but I just don't like being here today. That's also being an empath and being clairsentient because you're feeling, but it's also because you're ungrounded. I'd like to give you the scenario of when once I went out to this massive furniture store. So kitchens, furniture, bedding, all your little knickknacks, stuff like that. And normally I've been there and I love just taking the time and walking through and looking at everything. But this particular day I walked in, hadn't grounded myself, walked through with the husband, didn't even get a quarter of the way in, and I said, oh my God, I have got to get out of this place. And he said, we just got here. I said, I know, I just got to get out of here. So I said, you know what? I'm going. I'm just going to go. I'm going to leave you here. I'll meet you outside when you get there. And I bolted out through there. And the minute I got outside those doors into the fresh air, and I could see trees, I could see grass, I just felt calm and more centered. And then I realized, oh my God, Jenny, you've just got to ground yourself. You're supposed to be doing this every day. And even me as a psychic, I do forget these things. So, easiest way of being grounded is if you can go outside, go out in the outdoors and stand on green grass. Bare feet, even better. You're seeing green trees around you. And it's nature, Mother Earth. So I call it breathing in the green. So I just like to breathe in the green, and in between, when I'm doing psychic fairs, especially in between lots of readings, I might go out, morning tea, lunchtime, afternoon tea, just to recenter myself, just to reground my energies into Mother Earth. And what it actually is, I like to refer it as I'm keeping my earthly body grounded to Mother Earth while I'm working with higher energies and higher vibrations. So how we get in touch with spirits is we have to raise our vibrations and they have to lower theirs, so we actually meet them in the middle. So by keeping our bodies grounded and centered, we can work with those higher energies so much easier. Now, even if you're not a psychic or a spiritual healer, this is great regardless for meditation or just in everyday life. I know I'm an ex-hairdresser and makeup artist, I was working with people all the time. So I did really ground myself and protect myself so well because I was working not only in their energies, I was working with multiple energies throughout the day. And I just found by the end of the day, my energy hadn't been drained. And it's the same when I do my psychic readings or when I do any healings, meditation, anything like that. I'm working with the higher vibrations. And I don't feel spacey, I call it, afterwards. You know when you're in that daydreaming feeling? That's what I call feeling the spacey, because you are working in these higher vibrations and these higher energies. So by keeping yourself grounded, you can work with these energies, but your body stays here at the same time. I might not be explaining this too well. I'm trying to explain it, I suppose, the way I feel it. So I am going to be doing a meditation, and that is a grounding meditation. I won't do it here, but I will put a link down below so that you can have a look at this at a later stage, and it can be something that you can save and you can do over and over again. Now the meditation I'm going to be doing is one that I learnt, gosh, I would have to say 30 years ago, when my original spiritual teacher did grounding for me, my very first grounding. Now when I actually do grounding, I can do it very, very quickly. So the more you ground yourself, the more you learn how to ground yourself, the quicker it becomes. So if you become, or you're anywhere where you suddenly don't feel centered and you need to ground yourself quickly, you can go through this process quicker and quicker each time. So for instance, now I am a naughty bunny because I'm always running late. I think that's a hairdresser in me. I'm always running late. So when I go to do psychic fairs, I haven't had time to ground myself. I might have cleansed my energies, but usually it's whilst I'm driving there. I'm looking at all the green trees. Eyes are on the road too, but I'm seeing it in my side vision. So I'm seeing the green trees, I'm seeing the green grass, and the green itself is grounding. So I just call it breathing in the green. So I will drive along and I'll breathe in the green. Now I can do it so well that even when I'm here in my room, whilst I'm grounding myself, before I do my clients, because at home it's different. When I have work in my home studio, I do ground myself well. But even so, I can see it in my mind's eye, being outdoors, being out, seeing green grass, seeing green trees, and grounding myself that way. And the quickest way on top of this is to imagine yourself standing or sitting. Do it with your eyes closed if you need to be, and you actually imagine that your legs are the trunk of a tree and your feet are the roots of that trunk, and there's roots coming out from your feet, going through Mother Earth, going through dirt, going through ground, and you're really linking and wedging yourself. You know, if you can imagine being a tree, and the tree trunks and the root systems go down deeper than we ever imagined they would be, but they're firmly rooted to ground, and that's what we're trying to do with our energies, is rooting them to Mother Earth. Sorry, making mistakes. Second video, doing pretty good. But you're linking to higher energies, so you're grounded, and then you're opening up your energies to work with higher vibrations, and you're bringing in the light, you're bringing in the energy, and obviously through your crown chakra through there. So that's the quickest way I find to ground yourself. And if you can imagine, the more you learn this over and over again, you can see yourself linked to Mother Earth immediately. Now, another way of working with energies, we want to learn to protect our energy. So once we've actually, linked to Mother Earth, we want to protect our energy as well. And I can't visualize a bubble around me easily. So how I imagine that white bubble of light, universal light force energy around me to protect my aura and my physical body and my spiritual bodies, I imagine I'm actually stepping into a sleeping bag of light. I've found that that's the quickest and the easiest one for me, where I imagine I step into this sleeping bag, and then I pull this sleeping bag up, bring it up over to my head, and I zip it up the front. And there's my bubble of white light. And I can visualize it so much easier, filling with light as well. And also, as I said, running late, going to fairs, I can do this when I'm driving at traffic lights. And I do this quite often, is stepping into my little sleeping bag of light and bringing it up over my head and zipping it up. People around me obviously would think, oh, what's she doing? I don't care, because I know what I'm doing to protect my energy. Another little quick tip: end of the day or early in the morning, before you're doing any psychic work, I like to imagine my energies are being cleansed by white light. And the easiest, quickest way for me, once again, might be great for you, is when I'm in the shower. So I imagine with my eyes closed that water coming down over me is actually white light. And that white light is getting through all my aura and all my chakra systems, and it's actually cleansing everything out of my spiritual bodies, and it's taking all the fragments of dirt, lower energies, whatever is through there, is taking it out my body, it's taking it down through the drain, and it's going into Mother Earth, where it is just she will, I call it, refurbish it and bring it back to light afterwards. That's great to do first thing in the morning before you do your little bubble of white light, and it's also great to do last thing at night. And if before you walk through your front door, you should actually really take your cloak of whatever you've worn through the day off, and then either do have a shower when you get home, or you can just imagine being cleansed that way. That way you're set for the night virtually. You have you're leaving the shit of the day back behind you. You're cleansing everything that's stayed within there, and you can ground yourself, re-ground yourself at the end of the day, protect yourself with white light, and you do feel it. You just feel centered and more grounded. So I hope I've helped you guys a little bit. If you would like to leave me any questions down below of anything that you would like to learn or like to ask, please do. I'll link my Facebook pages down below, and if you'd like to do me a favour and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, I'd be most appreciative. So thank you once again for listening to me. Until next time, bye for now.